What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Eric, aka Young God, coming to you live in the Pink Dungeon, getting into your real raw rugged. And I am freezing right now, but I am here to give you a list of my favorite, most underrated albums of the year. I do this every year. In the description, this is important. I will have an Apple Music and a Spotify playlist with a song from each album to like represent. So you could just see if you could just listen to the playlist, see what you like, see what you don't like, and go from there. And I will do that next week when I do my favorite albums of the year list, will be coming probably after Christmas sometime. And I'll be done the same way, Spotify and Apple Music playlist. So with that said, don't want to hold you guys for too much longer. Let's get right into this thing, man. Funny enough, the first person that I'm going to introduce, obviously this person is not an album, he's a human, but he is Grande Mahogany. So not an underrated tape, but more of an underrated artist of 2023, and somebody who I feel like has star potential to do some very, 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 very cool things. And Grande Mahogany is one of them. So Grande Mahogany, if you've never heard me talk about him, long story short, I was trying to interview somebody, I forget who it was, James Vincent McMorrow, and I was trying to find like his label's Instagram account. End up accidentally finding Grande Mahogany's account, who I was for sure was like a tribute page for like a dead nigga. I was like, oh, this is somebody dead. They tributing they dead homeboy, or you know what I'm saying? They dead uncle or something. This is somebody from the 60s or the 70s, because he looked like he from the 60s, 70s. I'm going on his page, I'm like, oh no, he alive. Like, this somebody who would with air in their lungs. I was very surprised. I'm like, he don't look like he from this era. So I go and listen to his music. I am blown away. He plays guitar. I think he might play like the drums. He plays like multiple instruments. I don't know who I would compare him to. Like I said, it's times where he might sound like Sly. You feel me? It might be times where he got like a Thundercat vibe going on. It's very hard to explain. He has his own unique sound. I actually hit up Needle Drop about it, and I was like, bro, I never tell you to listen to anything, but I really want you to listen to Grande Mahogany. He ended up listening, loving Grande Mahogany, and actually shouting him out on like his favorite songs of the month, of whatever month I showed him that song. So yeah, I just wanted to put him on here because I feel like this guy really has a lot of potential, and I just want to put him on here first too. Like he is very, very talented. So yeah, shout out to Grande Mahogany, man. What a guy. Then we got number 2. Well, this is not in any order at all, so I don't think I'm ranking this at all. But the next person is Ayana. I think that's how you say her name, with the album Don't Look Back. So I really found this on like a very random way. I was just on Instagram, not Instagram, but Apple Music, and I just happened to just find this album. It's an R&B album, and she's very, I don't know how, she's like, she makes very just like kind of like chill R&B music. I would say like Tinashe, somebody I would compare it to. So if you're a Tinashe fan at all, I would say give Ayana a listen. She had some very interesting songs on here, like the song where she's just being like extremely toxic. I thought that was a pretty hilarious song. But yeah, man, like I said, just a black woman with some R&B, and like I said, it's like a Tinashe type of feel to it. Don't really know how else to explain it outside of that, but it's fun. It's a fun album. It's music that gets stuck in your head, and yeah, man, like I said, just a fun R&B album by Miss Ayana with Don't Look Back. Clocking in at number 3 is Don Trip. Like I said, it's not ranked order. I don't know. I keep saying number 3. But Don Trip dropped 11 albums. You heard me correctly. He dropped 11 albums this year. And no, don't be alarmed. The 12th one is coming, I think, on the 22nd. He's been on an insane roll. Don Trip put out the song a long time ago, Letter to My Son, where he's talking about where he want to see his kid. Bitch, I just want to see my kid. You know what I'm saying? It was a letter to his son. His baby mom wouldn't let him see his kid or whatever. And literally, the only reason I even know who this was because a long time ago on World Star Hip Hop, they posted an in-studio performance of him performing that song. That was my first time ever seeing him. Now, literally, the only reason I clicked on this because I was like, why is Chris Tucker rapping with a tank top on? I gotta watch this because I thought it was Chris Tucker. It was not Chris Tucker. It was Don Trip. And Don Trip, I kind of fell off of him a little bit. Always thought he was talented. But I seen that he was putting out this many albums. I'm like, bro, I have to see what this nigga, he got. That nigga got some shit to say. That nigga got something to say, man. You know what I'm saying? I need to hear what he had to say. So I put 2 albums with The Devil You Know and 1207 James Street because he just got he had too many albums. I had to narrow it down to at least 2 out of the 11. And yeah, man, the guy's a great rapper, man. What'd he say? He say, my little homie put it up on the shirt. His black ass ain't coming home to February 31st. What did he say? He said, when I piss, I keep my pistol in my jaws. I'm prepared for the shit waiting outside of the stall. Yeah, shout out to Don Trip, man. Don Trip is a really good rapper, man. So yeah, man, if you just want a nigga that rap about loving his kids, protecting his family, you know what I'm saying? Very introspective things about his relationship with his parents and his stepfather. Just a very, very, very good rapper. Like I said, just check out the songs in the playlist. Shout out to Don Trip. Then we got a boy band, but it's goth. So, Boyband is somebody who I know because I went to school with the nigga. I went to freaking high school with this nigga, and he's a little older than me, but he's been doing music back then. His music has evolved and changed, went from like rapping, producing, doing like rock type of stuff. He's been all over the place. Very talented guy, and yeah, he dropped But It's Goth. So if you know Boyband, or if you think you may know who Boyband is, it's because he produced. He's been going viral for all of like the Sexy Red, but it's goth. So it'd be like Sexy Red doing Pound Town, but she's rapping over like a rock beat instead of like Pound Town. Or it'd be like freaking Destroy Lonely, but it's goth. Or Ken Carson, but it's goth. So that's who that is, if that rings a bell. That is Mr. Boyband. And with this, instead of the vocals being on the album, it's just an instrumental album of all of the But It's Goth on here. So instead of Sexy Red rapping over it, it's just the instrumental. And it's a bunch of great just But It's Goth instrumentals on here. I love saying that. But yeah, check out Boyband, But It's Goth. And I think you would enjoy it. Really, 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 really good album. Then we go to Elcusto. Dirty Harry. Now, Elcusto, found out about him because he been running with all the guys I listen to, with Niontay, Mike, and all of them boys, DMV rapper. And somebody posted him on KTT, and I was like, let me see what he talking about, man. And he was sliding, man. It was that nitro, man. Now, what that boy say, man? Raffle on, what did he say? Raffle on, button up, my mama think I'm cross-dressing. What did he say? I'm speaking from a point of view who get bitches. I love freaking Elcusto, man. Really, really good. The DMV has been popping crazy right now, and I feel like Elcusto is a good representation of what's going on out there. But you have other people as well. Freaking Paco Panama. There's a bunch of people out there that's really doing their thing. So shout out to the DMV and what they have going on. The next we have is Shame. Food for Worms. Now, this is an album that I never use this, but I started using it after this. You know how like when albums drop on Apple Music and you scroll down, you can like watch, or you can like see all the albums that dropped on a Friday. I usually never use that part of the app, but I realized that that's actually a pretty good, like, useful tool to use. And you can even like get even more specific and go through like hip hop, see what hip hop albums drop. But they'll show you like, hey, these albums drop, we think you will like. Did not know they did that. Shout out to that. That's actually a really cool feature that's been there forever. Eric is just an idiot and never used it. Found out an album that I really love, which is Food for Worms by Shame. It's like how would I put it? It's like an alternative rock album type of thing going on here. Beautiful melodies. Love the guitar playing on here. The lead singer voice, I love the way it's very unique. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think he sounds like a lot of people. And yeah, man, I'm going to talk about this a little bit more because, spoiler alert, this is on my top album of the year list. So I will talk about it a little bit more then. But yeah, very, very good album. Then we go to Niontay, Dontays Inferno. I just can't get enough. I give you all my love. Hey, oh my love. Hey, that one was taught what that is. The City of 100 Plays. He went crazy on this beat. Snapped on the song. I'm saying I get love in the east. Hey, man, love in the south. Hey, that nigga was sliding on this, man. Dante's Inferno is a very, very short project, but it's a very, very good project. You got Thank Allah on here, which was the first time I ever heard him, and I was like, it's a Florida rapper. So Niontay is a Florida nigga with wicks from Kissimmee, Kissimmee. And he got the Florida accent and all, and he's rapping over a beat with no drums. And I really never heard too many Florida rappers with that accent, with that type of style, rap over a beat with no drum, just spazzing like that. I'm like, what is going on? He absolutely snapped on that. I was like, I got to check him out some more. Been tapped in with that boy ever since. Dante's Inferno. Like I said, if you want to hear a nigga with a Florida accent, strong Florida accent, rapping over beats that you really don't hear Florida niggas rap over like that, Niontay's the guy for you. Chanel Tress, real cultural shit. EP. A guy that I actually interviewed, and I didn't. I was like, damn, what happened to bro? Like, I just thought about it one day. Like, what happened to bro? I interviewed that one time. And I went to go see. Oh, he dropped the EP. Bro, this EP is so good. Nobody's talking about it. I literally feel like everybody slept on this. There's so many good songs on here, man. That all my life I can't be enough without you. All my life, man, I can't be giving up. Hey, what we thinking about you and me and you and me? Hey, bro, he was jamming on here, bro. I just can't get enough. That just can't get enough. That's that one right there. So, like I said, if you want a quick, short EP, it's very fun. A lot of dance music on here. Yeah, it's a very fun dance album. So if you want that, freaking listen to Shhnow Trez. He was jamming on here, man. I just can't get enough. I can't get enough. Hey, hey, baby, I just can't get enough. Hey, just can't get. Bro, that joint had me jamming in here, man. Shout out to Shhnow Trez. And then we got to Theravada and Zoomo. So Theravada is a guy who I interviewed, and funny enough, had no idea that I had seen him before. He was in a Mike P battle. If anybody watched battle rap, he's cool with Mike P, and he was like in Mike P entourage when he battled. I think Twerk, if I'm not mistaken. Was it? No, it wasn't. Was it Twerk? I think it might have been Twerk. And I think that's when Twerk did the pterodactyl. This big bird, my pterodactyl or whatever. So yeah, I think that's what that was right there. And yeah, I was like, that was you, like in the midst of the interview. But yes, man, Theravada is a producer / rapper. Very talented guy. He hooked up with Zoomo on here, and I didn't even know it was about to drop. It just came out, and I was like, okay, let me listen to this. And I feel like this is some of the most like locked in I've heard Theravada. Like his pen sounded very sharp on his album. He sounded like he was really like focused. You know what I'm saying? He sounded like he really honed in on the pen on this album, and he really did his thing. I don't know if that's because he didn't produce any of these beats, so he just kind of took a step back and was like, I don't have to focus on the beats. I can focus purely on rapping. And he's always been a good rapper, but I feel like he really, really did his thing on the rapping side of this. So yeah, shout out to Theravada, man. Very, very good rap album. Then we go to DJ Lucas on the freaking thing. Hey, man, this is a Dark Road hoodie, man. Shout out to my guy, DJ Lucas with Americana. He is a Massachusetts rapper, and he just got his own thing going on. Like, DJ Lucas is a white guy who just like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of basketball references in his music. You're going to hear a lot of Massachusetts references in his music. You're going to hear a lot of Emily Dickinson references in his music. You're going to hear a lot of things that you won't hear from any other rapper because he's just very himself. You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to be anybody, but DJ. And yeah, man, The Climb is one of my favorite songs of the year. I've played The Climb so many times. That is a great song. If you haven't heard DJ Lucas, like I said, it's a white guy who got his own thing going on. He raps over a lot of different types of beats. He might rap over a New York drill type beat. Then he might rap over like a soul sample. Then he might rap over like a trap beat. But he's still himself throughout that entire thing. So I love when rappers can do that. They can rap over a bunch of different type of beats, but they don't lose their identity. And I feel like he keeps his identity all the way throughout this project. And yeah, man, shout out to my guy, DJ Lucas, man. Then we got Goldenboy Countup, the Rawest too. If you've been subscribed to my channel, you know how much I love Goldenboy Countup. This is my guy, Florida rapper from D-Land. Just, man, one of the most charismatic rappers you'll ever hear. So much charisma, so much personality. He's so funny. Like, literally, every time when I listen to a Goldenboy project, I know I'm about to laugh my behind off because it is going to be some hilarious bars. One of my favorite bars of the year on here, that boy said, what he said? He said, he based on like how they struggled growing up, and he said he told his mama, like, man, just get me a Publix cake and a new fit. If you a Florida nigga, you know what I'm saying, on your birthday, bro, you know you gonna get that cake from Publix. Man. You know what I'm saying? You know you finna get your birthday cake from Publix. When I heard that was just one of them Florida nigga bars where I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never heard. Why hasn't anybody had any Publix cake bars from Florida? So I love that. But yeah, on this album, he's a little bit more serious because he's talking about just like growing up and how it was kind of struggle to grow up or whatever. He got songs on here like Section 8 Living, you know what I'm saying? So he will, of course, have his charismatic, funny bars on here. But this is a very like serious, like I really struggled, you know what I'm saying? He said he had to cut his food in portions to eat it with his mama. Like a lot of struggle on here. And I think he did a really, really good job. The Rawest 2 is a very, very, very good album. And you go to Woodboy Gee Bowman EP. I don't even know if this should be on here because it's really not like a real EP. There's a bunch of songs that he put out and he just kind of put them on an EP, like a teaser for his next upcoming album, King Hawk 2, which I've been waiting for. Woodboy Gee is a Florida rapper from St. Petersburg. And he's like a grown man. You feel me? If you ever been listening to rap, be like, why don't men sound like men anymore? You know what I'm saying? When men were men. You know, if you miss that era of men, manly men, Woodboy Gee got that voice. Woodboy Gee sound like if the Allstate man said, you know what? I'm tired of selling insurance. I'm finna go start selling weed. That's Woodboy Gee. You feel me? That's what he sound like. He got that very man voice. And he's a good rapper. Like I remember when I interviewed him, he said the dude he came up with was a very lyrical guy. So when they would write, if his verse went up the part, he'd be like, nah, bro, like you gotta go rewrite that. So that really, helped hone in his like lyricism. So yeah, Woodboy Gee, St. Petersburg guy, and like I said, he's a really good rapper with a very manly voice. So yeah, shout out to Woodboy Gee with Bold Man. And then we got Kem Taylor, Ember. Kaleem Taylor's a guy who I interviewed, and the interview never came out because I messed up like on the audio or something like that. So we're gonna have to run it back. But man, he's a UK singer he got the soul of a nigga that grandmama was a slave in Alabama. You feel me, bro? That nigga sound like his people grew up in segregation, boy. He got so much soul, bro. With that, I got scars on my skin. I'm not even gonna try to do the runs he was doing on Scars on My Skin. That song is impeccable. If you want somebody that could just flat out sing and just singing from his core and just doing his thing, a bunch of runs in his voice, Kaleem Taylor is your guy. If you want some singing, hey, Kaleem Taylor the guy for you. Then we got next Shhnow Robb Bank. I Can't Feel My Face 2. Two guys that I interviewed. We're gonna talk about Robb Banks a little bit more in the albums of the year list, but Shhnow did his thing on here. Thug Thizzle, what did he say? He said, what did he say? He said, I forget. He got the auto bar about rocket power. That was really crazy on here. His solo song was crazy. And then Robb Banks also did his thing as well, of course. So yeah, man, these two just came together. If you're not familiar with Robb Banks, Florida rapper, Shhnow, Atlanta rapper, came together and they're just rapping. It's just a rap album. You feel me? But they got drama on here. But yeah, they just going back and forth, just rapping throughout the entire album. And I always love, collab albums where niggas just going back and forth, just rapping. Like who could rap the best? You feel me? And they did a really good job with this tape. Then we got Lil Tony. Lil Tony's a guy who I found out about, I want to say earlier this year, and I just forgot that he existed, or maybe even last year. But then I really, really tapped in with him when he dropped his Two Sides to Every Story. That tape right there, goodness gracious, man. That is a tape that's been on repeat. I wish the song Hot was on there because Hot is probably one of my most played songs. It's not on here, but that I'm hiding for right now. Hey, I could barely feel my face. I'm fighting for right now. I just found out that my man wasn't really my man and that shit flaw. Ain't no beef in love. My nigga just can't lie. You can't come around. Hey, I love that song. Lil Tony really did his thing on that, but on this album, things like Les Dusky, Bar for Bar, he's a 19-year-old Atlanta rapper, and you could tell he's trying to put words together. Like a lot of young niggas, they don't really care about what they're saying. I can tell he got a head on his shoulder. You know what I'm saying? He got your ignorant stuff on here, but just talking to him, listening to him talk, I could tell he really want to do better. Like he ain't trying to be a trap nigga 5 years from now. He only 19 years old, and he produces as well, which I don't think everybody knows, and he's pretty good at producing for somebody who's 19. I don't think he's been doing it for that long. But yeah, man, Lil Tony is a nigga who try to put puts words together, and I think he does a pretty good job at it. And I really want to see his potential because I feel he has a lot of it as a young 19-year-old. So yeah, man, Lil Tony, Two Sides to Every Story. Really do like that album. And then we got I'm talking about young niggas like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? You got a good head on the shoulder. And this is a 17-year-old nigga with the most ignorant title of all time. Two Solid Dirtball, fuck school. I'm over here praising, you feel me, the youth of Atlanta. And then you got Two Solid Dirtball, but he's hilarious, man. This guy is so funny. He's the young nigga that you probably seen screaming. Not Menace, Anti the Menace, not him. He the one that did the what the hell you taking hair on? Not him. It's another young nigga. And bro, he is so funny. His ad libs are the most unique thing. You've never heard anybody do ad libs like him. what do you say? Wipe a nigga nose, give him a napkin, give him a napkin. You know what I'm saying? Like his ad libs are nuts, bro. Like he be having full conversations in the ad libs. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, finish loud, this nigga. Hold on. That's him. That's him right now. Like he just be literally yelling in the booth, bro. He is the most entertaining young nigga that we have out right now. Like I will link my favorite song, which has to be probably the one with Lil Tyler on his album. He's just nuts, bro. He's a trip. Yeah, man. Two Solid Dirt Balls. Shout out to him. Then we go to Jameel Na'im X, somebody who's a little older, a little bit better head on their shoulders. Man, this guy's from freaking Louisiana, New Orleans. He is by far one of the better rappers that we have out, bro. Point blank, period. This guy just continuously punchline after punchline, bar after bar, song after song. I'm like, bro, he is a very great rapper. Elite, I would say. Like, elite at rapping. If you want to hear some elite Southern rapping, just bars on top of bars, Jameel Na'im X has been doing it for years. I love this guy. I'm glad that I found out about him. Shout out to Jameel Na'im X, man. This guy just doesn't disappoint. Shout out to Jameel. Then we got lastly Wifisfuneral, Blackheart Revenge 2. The guy that is the reason I'm doing interviews, man. Shout out to Wifisfuneral. Haven't really been checking for his music that much, but I'm like, let me go listen to this. The most saddest rap album I've heard this year. I did not know he was going through all that. I'm you know what I'm saying, I gotta keep Wi-Fi in my prayers. Hopefully that brother's doing okay. But a lot of just dark bars on here. This is a dark, I mean, incredibly dark hip hop album. You know what I'm saying? I think one of his bars, he said one of the only pills he has to swallow is him being a living addict. You feel me? A lot of mentions of suicide and just not being there, and everybody hating him. Just a very, very, very dark album. And like I said, did not know he was there at that place of his life. Hopefully he's doing better from when he made this album. But yeah, just a very, very dark hip hop album. If you don't know Wi-Fi, he made the XXL Freshman list a couple years ago. A Florida rapper also. And yeah, man, like I said, I hope he's doing good. And he's rapping really well, though. That's the thing. Like, it's not like I'm just giving him a sympathy put on here. Like, he's rapping really well. It's a very, 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 very dark album. So yeah, that's it. That's my list. I'll be back with my favorite albums of the year list next week. Hopefully you guys have a very good Christmas. And I will see you then. Until next time, I say what I mean what I say. Haters gonna hate. Players gonna play, man. Y'all holla at your partner, man.